Before we start this, here's a little disclaimer. Please ignore the bad audio because I am literally recording this on an iPhone that's in a hat. Okay, let's go. Let me take you back to a simpler time. A time so long ago that you might not even remember it existed. Let me take you back to 2001. The Game Boy Advance had just been released and the world did not know what it was in for. In this time between 2001 and 2010? Wait, this thing lasted the whole decade? When did the DS come out? 2004? Nice one, GBA. Anyway, in this time, the GBA saw an almost uncountable amount of classics, with Pokemon games, Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission, Advance Wars, motherfucking Mother 3, and don't even get me started on all the Mario games that were made and released for that shit. It was truly a wonderful time. But we're not here to talk about that. Today, we're here to talk about the unsung hero of the Game Boy Advance age. We're here to talk about licensed games. This was a time where if you had a licensed property, odds are you could turn that into a mediocre to subpar platformer. Hell, if you owned any property, you could Advancify it. Game Boyify? Gamify? That's screw it. Everything was finding its way to get onto the GBA market, and if a side-scroller wasn't right, then fuck it, let's make an isometric kind of deal like what they did with Munchie's Odyssey or Max Payne. Or in Dexter's Lab's case, a chess game? A chess game? Yeah, sure, why not? The floodgates of TV and movie tie-in games started with Tweety and the Magic Gems, which is... meh? Yeah, let's go with meh. It's basically Mario Party without anything that made it good. Well, the Tweety game was actually the first for the North American market. The very first was a Yu-Gi-Oh game, which I honestly have no fucking clue what's going on. Can anybody help me here? That's staying in. But this led the brigades. Before we knew it, we've got 2 Jurassic Park 3 games within 2 months of each other with another added later. Disney's Atlantis, Monsters Inc., Bionicle, the goddamn Wild Thornberrys. Which, by the way, fuck this Wild Thornberrys game. What the fuck is the deal with Darwin? You're a fucking monkey! Learn how to climb a tree, you son of a bitch, you piece of shit simian rat bastard! Okay. This is really not a fight worth having. And from this, there were 33 movie and TV tie-in games within the first year of the Game Boy Advance's lifespan. Either that or about 30, because I was unsure if X-Men and Spider-Man and Batman games counted, but they still are trying to tie into something, so I think this is going to work. This is my video, fuck you. And whether the pickings were good or bad, if you were a fan of something, you know you could find a cute pixely version of it. Does anybody remember Super Duper Sumos? Because I got turned into Streets of Rage. What about Jackie Chan Adventures? That was a pretty good show, and this is Streets of Rage as well. Side note though, I don't remember a lot about that show, but I remember a time where little coins for that show were in like every cereal box. Am I alone with that? Is that just a British thing? I'm not alone, right? Hey Arnold, we got you covered. Whoa, Arnold, buddy, you okay there? You look kinda... merry? Yeah, let's say merry. Monsters Inc? Well look, no, actually I used to play the living shit out of this game as a kid. Let's see how good I am at it. Still terrible. Pretty much any Disney movie in the decade got a game. Lilo and Stitch, Atlantis, Kim Possible, Jungle Book 2, Tarzan, Peter Pan. I honestly might have not even scratched the surface yet. Hey, do you like the Muppets? Because pinball. Fuck it, let's throw sitcoms into the mix. Remember Drake and Josh? That little slice of life show about the guys that become stepbrothers and have to deal with the struggles of sharing a room, school, and trying to assassinate Oprah? Well, now it's a dungeon crawler because fuck you, here's a game. You know what definitely needed a game? You know what story could have only been told through the medium of the Game Boy Advance? That's So Raven, obviously. And of course, we need to throw Sabrina the Teenage Witch on there too. Could the Three Stooges count as a sitcom? Because fuck it, here you go. How about we play the definitive E.T. game? Nope, that is horrible. Like, you can tell what's happening, but oh my god, no. Let's just keep E.T. away from games. He's been through enough! You could play Ghost Rider, which is just about as close to a side-scrolling classic God of War game you could find. So take that as you will. Yeah! This is actually a pretty good game. Why the fuck did M&M's get not 1, but 7 games? This isn't even the first M&M's game I've played. They were just boring ass game for the PS2, but even me mentioning it right now is more recognition than that game deserves. God damn, this is Mario Party 2. If being Mario Party isn't your cup of tea, you can always be Mario Kart. A lot of companies turned their properties into kart racers. Cartoon Network and Nicktoons both had their own kart games. Konami made a kart game with some of their characters, which is actually better than it should be. Even Inspector Gadget wanted to remind you he exists. And Digimon? Fuck it, why not? Hey, anybody remember that movie Ants? Because that got one too. I'm not sure if this counts as a kart game, but the Game Boy Advance port of The Simpsons Road Rage was great and still worth playing. Honestly, by this point, I'm not even surprised by what I find. Okay, let's do a quick fire round. Tiny Toons, Tom and Jerry, Stuart Little, Spy Kids, Top Gun, Triple X, the DreamWorks movie Spirit, the DreamWorks movie Shrek, Mario Kart Shrek, Smash Bros Shrek. Seriously, Shrek got a lot of games. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, But Ugly Martians, Jimmy Neutron, Rugrats, the Ben Affleck movie Minority Report, The Mummy, Asterix, Lord of the Rings, The Scorpion King, Ice Age, fucking Ace Lightning. Jesus Christ, I'm still not done yet. We've got endless Marvel properties, Star Wars, and most importantly, Revenge of the Smurfs. Oh, okay, I'm gonna stop now. A lot of the effort the developers put into some of these games is actually kind of adorable in a way. Some of them put the intros into the games, like with Dragon Ball Z, Legacy of Goku, or the theme song like Beyblade. Also, while recording this video, I remembered how much I loved the Beyblade intro and how much it was my fucking jam when I was a kid, so I'm just gonna make you listen to that for a while. Actually though, while we're on the topic, did anybody else have those little cartridges for the Game Boy Advance where they would have a few episodes of a TV show? Because I remember so many episodes of Codename Kids Next Door on my Game Boy Advance. It was the one where number 4 was Goku, because fuck it. Did anybody else have that? Should I really be swearing this much? You're probably wondering why I made this video. To be honest, I'm not too sure myself. Because movie and TV tie-in games are nothing new. They never have been. They weren't even new when the Game Boy Advance came out. They still kind of exist in a way through apps and the occasional console release. Oh, what? I can get Lego Star Wars for this? You know what? Screw this, man. I know I want to talk about Game Boy Advance games, but now I want to play Lego Star Wars. So, there's my day, I guess. But there was always a kind of accessibility about them, since everything can be sort of accurately made into the system, and I never thought I'd miss being sick of seeing those subpar games coming out, and every movie and show. And if we never get back to that point again, I'm sure I'll live. But I'll always look back on it and remember trying to play Spider-Man and Monsters Inc. and Ace Lightning on the old Game Boy Advance through the screen with no backlight under whatever lamp I could find at the time. Hopefully though, I've managed to bring back some sort of nostalgia, because when doing the research and stuff for this video, I remembered parts of me that I genuinely forgot existed, and that feels pretty good. I learned how bad I truly am at games, I found some games that were pure fun just because of how bad they were, and sometimes were even worth the time of my life. I'll never get back to play them. Now, I'm not sure if I would suggest to go on a tie-in game binge or anything, but I mean, if you don't have an emulator, and you don't want to spend some time remembering some relics of the early 2000s, I'd definitely say it's worth the time. Nintendo advises you not to use emulators or ROMs for anything fun. In fact, just forget these games existed and forget the video existed. Nintendo did, but they still don't allow it, so please don't sue me, Nintendo. So I was going to have an outro about the best and worst tie-in games. I was going to ask you to comment about the best and the worst you could find, because I love bad games. But you know what, now that I'm looking back on it, I'm going to go play Lego Star Wars. Bye.